Hey there and welcome back to City Skylines 2. Thankfully, today's episode will be a bit shorter than the last ones, and we're going to start connecting the districts we built in the first 3 episodes. Well, at least the first part of it. I gotta say, we finally reached a point where I thought, wow, this actually feels like a real city now, instead of just a bunch of random parts thrown onto a map. Since we're slowly reaching the edge of the city and the coastline again, I started by terraforming a bit and creating a small slope. Then I expanded a couple of spots in the city and replaced some buildings that had mysteriously disappeared or got destroyed for some reason. After that I set up a road network, but of course we'll probably end up tweaking it a couple more times, like we do in almost every episode. I also couldn't resist adding a few of the new American buildings from the last 2 region packs, and if I felt like they didn't quite fit our German-styled theme, I tried mixing in some of the backyard-styled houses from the German region pack. For example, I actually used the extra space to build a cute little balcony on top of the American roof and set next to it the German buildings. Well, once again I got lost in the details, but I think I managed to hold back at least a little. There are still a couple of spots I definitely want to improve, and we'll be doing a Pimp My City episode soon, where we go back and add even more details to a lot of the areas. Also, I really want to finally add some bus and tram stops and place the tram depot so we can get some public transport going in the city. In this episode I also switched up some of the usual building sequences. Instead of showing you how I struggled to find the perfect building, I tried a new way of presenting it. So now you'll see the city slowly come together without having to watch me get lost in the search it menu. Hopefully this is a bit easier on your eyes too, so since I know the time lapse can get a little fast sometimes. I didn't want to cut that process out completely, so I think that is a pretty good compromise. Of course, in reality, I didn't just instantly find the perfect building and place it in the right spot on the first try. But at least this way you can get a rough idea of what was going through my head while I was building. In the center of this district I built a sports facility with a soccer field and also placed a nice little parking road next to it. While working on that, I had the idea to create a beautiful nature park in the middle of the pedestrian zone. I think this darker grass surface that I'll place there in a minute has actually become one of my new favorites. It just makes the park look so much more realistic and lush. Since the limited number of German-style buildings was starting to feel a bit repetitive, I spent some time off-screen searching for more buildings that could work. I focused mainly on European assets from the base game and found quite a few that I think fit well. I mostly went for houses with standard pitched roofs. But like I said, there are plenty of great ones from the US region packs and also the other region packs as well, that I was able to make work with a few tweaks. To give the city a more Frankfurt style or general big city feel, I started adding the first skyscrapers. Nothing too crazy yet, but a few mid-sized ones are starting to pop up. There will be definitely a lot more in the future, and I think it was a much needed starting point. Aside from Frankfurt, I can't really think of many German cities with a ton of skyscrapers, so I hope I'm not straying too far from the German theme by adding them. But honestly, some of these assets are just too cool not to use them, so it would be a bummer. So yeah, forgive me if I occasionally drift a little too much into other regional styles. Down here I built a small commercial area with a mall and a little diner that actually sells fries. It reminded me of a place called Pommesfreunde, which is a local store here in Germany where you, basically can buy burgers and fries. And it's actually closely translated to fries friends, which also sounds kinda nice, I guess. So maybe it even already exists in some English-speaking countries. I don't know. But if not, it would be a great name for a business. So, I don't know. Well. To wrap things up, I added some more details to the pedestrian zone. Some nice flowers, which I was able to recolor thanks to a mod, food stands, seating areas and a few small tourist attractions to check out. And of course, we are ending with some cinematic shots. If you enjoyed this little episode, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. Huge thanks to all your amazing support on the last episodes, it really keeps me motivated. Also feel free to check out my Patreon, I'll be posting some behind the scenes content and whatever else comes to my mind. Take care everyone and see you in the next one.